The joy of discovery.
It's organized chaos.
It's what drives John Wood to keep looking
The Rockin' Five Royals, that's a great one.
for his groove.
That's why I like here, because I never know what I'm going to find. I just start digging through the boxes.
Like a miner sifting for gold,
Five Satins, again, more doo-wop.
John's prospects remain high of finding precious metal, rock and roll, and rhythm and blues.
There's a bunch of Four Seasons, Aretha Franklin. I love Aretha Franklin.
John's vocation, vinyl.
This is a Virginia guy, Gene Vincent.
Volumes of vinyl.
If it has a beat I like, if it's got a sound I like, or maybe a lyric I like, I'm going to buy it.
His favorite hunting spot? Far from flea markets and swap meets.
There's nothing in any room that doesn't scream vinyl.
John's honey hole under his own roof in Chesterfield.
Have you ever seen Facing the Crowd?
The one-time DJ known as Southside Johnny has amassed a collection of records that's rarely matched.
Probably 10 or 15,000 78s, about 500,000 45s, and maybe 75,000 albums. I don't know.
His hobby, or rather obsession, stretches back more than a half century.
I don't think my collection is that large, really. I mean, because I've seen some big collections. This is the first rock and roll album. These are guys that went to school with Elvis.
John started collecting in the second grade at Binsley Elementary.
So by the time I'm 14 years old, I just had hundreds of records.
And kept going.
And by the time I'm 16 years old, I had thousands of records.
Stacks and stacks of records
Plenty of Beatles albums.
line his walls floor to ceiling.
I love going through these and remembering, oh yeah, I got to play this one.
Records ranging from the king to a sheriff.
Hands down, it's the best thing Andy Griffith's ever done, period.
Some of John's rare discs are worth thousands.
I looked and looked in vain on eBay and I couldn't find a copy, and when I found this, I was elated.
While other collectors may hear dollar signs, this 59-year-old is not interested in just profit.
There's some records that I've spent hundreds on, but that doesn't make them great records. What makes it great records is what's actually in the grooves.
His all-time favorite artist, the late Larry Norman, a pioneer in Christian rock.
If I had one record I got to salvage, that's it right here.
John's collection has grown so enormous, he was forced to build a warehouse in his backyard.
I can't put them in the trash can. They're records.
One of 3 extra buildings needed for his albums and 45s.
They're all full. Those are all full. Those are full. Got another warehouse full.
But for the man whose life is defined by music, his desire has always been to hear it.
Oh, I'm deaf.
John was born with dead nerves in his ears, causing major hearing loss.
I'm partially deaf on one side and totally on the other.
His disability caused ridicule in class.
I pretty much was a loner all through high school.
John turned to music to heal his soul.
Records just kind of became my friends.
Musicians and their magic in mono.
I've always wondered what it would be like to hear it coming from both sides, but to me, it's, everything comes from one side.
John says despite his hearing loss, he doesn't miss what he's never heard.
I listen to the lyrics and it's like, what did you say? She's got a tick in her eye and she don't care. No, she's got a ticket to ride and she don't care.
With no children to leave his records to.
If I can get rid of 80% of it, I'll be happy.
The man who has spent a lifetime assembling a mountain of music is finally scaling back.
I might have more than the average person.
This doesn't mean Southside Johnny is done collecting or discovering true joy.
Oh, the good guys, yeah. People grow up and they lose interest in stuff, and I don't know, I still feel, I'm old, but I just don't want to grow up, I guess.
For John Wood, the song will always remain the same until his very last note.
I don't know if I'll ever get through these all, but I'm trying. That makes it fun.